Ada, you and I are on the same wavelength here. Intergalactic versus Mutants might very well be on the same level. But it kind of depends. If you go based off of name value alone, Intergalactic are coming into this one as the underdogs, and Mutants should, in theory, beat them. If this was like an in-person, on LAN, DreamHack Atlanta, you know, lower bracket matchup, Mutants should beat Intergalactic 3-0. But that's not the situation that we're in, and I don't know the mental state of Mutants. Are they boomed? Are they, you know, are they locked in? Are they mental warriors? Rogue ban early on from Intergalactic. Interesting. So, that's a weird first ban. So I wonder if Mutants are going to go for Gambit. I wish I wish I had studied Mutants' playstyle a little bit more, because I can't like predict what they're going to play based on the bans the same way I can with Lunax, though. I feel like Stinkers could play Daredevil, but I haven't seen it. I wouldn't expect Chime to play Daredevil. Oh, play D, not just pick DD, play DD. Gotcha. Yeah. Mutants missed the protect. And Intergalactic protect Daredevil. I'm sure that there's like they're gonna be gentlemen about this. Like Intergalactic are gonna be like, fine, you know, you can have your protect, whatever it is. But still, we don't get to figure out what it is, but we can kind of intuit what it might have been based on the rest of the picks and bans. Or maybe Intergalactic aren't gonna be gentlemen. Maybe let's say fuck you because it's unofficial. Right, amazing, the best Daredevil, put your pants back on. No bias here. No biases. Alright, Phoenix ban. And Thing protect. Okay, so we did protect something. We are going to get at least one protect going here. I'm wondering if Gambit was the protect, though, that they didn't actually get, because we haven't seen a Gambit ban on either side. And we also haven't seen a Loki ban, so... Oh, it's a double flusher, chat. Sometimes you go to the bathroom and you gotta flush twice. It's just that big. It's gonna be a double flush. There we go, never mind. Gambit's banned. So it wasn't a Gambit protect. The mystery remains. What did they see? But... Thing protect on one side, Emma protect on the other. I like the Thing protect better right now. Mutants wanted to protect Gambit.
Pick your hero.
Well,
villain. I'm not judging.
Melania definitely should have actually clicked the button to protect Gambit if that's what they wanted to do. Because what they wanted to do and what they did are two totally different things. At the very least, Loki and Invis do get through, so there is a competent backline available. And something that I think does play very well into what Mutants are wanting to do here, but I think it also plays very well into Intergalactic's hero pool. Mirror and Fidel, pretty solid when it comes to that same composition. And we're going to be playing Thing Emma. Thing Emma for Mutants. So again, this is like another one of those weird compositions that Mutants play. Because Spark Chief is trying to play some of these heroes that I do think are good, but is this in the right situation? Like, are we trying to use a spoon to eat soup here? Or a fork to eat soup here?
Right. Saving the world from cosmic and
Oh, wait, also, wait, Daredevil made it through too. Daredevil also made it through, and Doomed is going to be playing it. Mutants not playing DD. Surely we're not going to give that up, right? Surely we're not just going to let Doomed have the DD advantage. With Thing Emma, it's going to be kind of hard to actually get a whole lot done. So maybe that's the strategy, and that's what they're going for with this front line here. What am I looking at? Hawkeye Daredevil versus Hela Bucky.
I have many faces.
I'm not quite sure what to make of this, but Intergalactic do have an interesting setup here with the Emma shield. And Mutants trying to play for the low ground here. I think they're realizing they can't close the distance here on Vision, so Vision just gets to pick at them for free. And with the shielding in place too, like, even Energy can't really keep him in check, and Energy is going to be playing a completely different angle. Energy's playing on the low ground too. Intergalactic can walk forward and take more space. Takes down Fidel though. That's huge. Intergalactic are going to be already out of this fight. Mirror on 50 HP, can't play aggressively. Energy cleans up Vision. And good stuff. Energy bails Mutants out of a sticky situation and gets them the first cap there. Melania good for 2 in the KO feed, and not bad opening salvo for Mutants. Wait, why is Chuckles number 3 in the Daredevil tier list? Why does it go Jitward Days Chuckles? Bro is very good at a very specific type of hero, apparently. Doomed on the Daredevil. Does have SJP in his sights, but SJP has the teleport, should be able to get out alive. Righteous Cross for a good bit of burst damage there. An invisible boundary from Mirror, so Intergalactic have a playable safe space, and Necryze with sweet chin music there onto Vess. Doom sees the bird come out from Energy, knows that Energy's gonna be vulnerable, but Energy has the Goddess of Death, so we'll be able to take to the skies and get a second lease on life. Trying to burst this one down, and they will do so, but Vision gets blasted sky high, and it's just skeet shooting for Energy. Hits the daggers right on the mark, able to play his life so well. Fidel, though, invisible boundary, pushing the line of scrimmage forward. Intergalactic have a lot more playable safe space right now. Mutants have to respect it. Clobber in time, Meteor M response from Impunity, and a Psionic Seduction. Oh, but the Meteor M gets caught on the sky! He can't land it where he really needs to. Now Vess with the Psionic Seduction, putting Intergalactic in the pound there. And Smash with that Kraken Impact. Hits onto Vision. Gonna hit onto Necryze as well. Gonna hit onto the Loki clones. Bro is being fed a full course buffet on the Bucky. And Mirror trying to play his life, but can't do it. Doomed is gonna be good for 1, but that's the only one Intergalactic are getting. And Mutants nearing the full cap here. In Intergalactic, they can't get the Strange TP going. Necryze and Impunity have to swap to dive heroes. Impunity hits with the Force Physics he can't touch. Necryze has to go in, but he can't touch either. And that is an easy 100-0 for Mutants off of a interesting first play from Intergalactic. They definitely had the right idea, the right setup when it came to getting the Hawkeye on the angle, but they beefed it. Yeah, and Mutants did in fact have a good read. Doomed didn't get enough done on that Daredevil to make it all worth their while. And in the one ult fight, Smash ends up making the difference with that Kraken Impact. 4 final blows and no deaths. No deaths for Smash, Melania, or Spark Chief.
No one escapes hell.
Thing into Daredevil is nuclear indeed. Warrior Falls, things could be a little bit different. Intergalactic are already changing up their comp.
3, 2,
Like you said,
1.
Thing into Daredevil is nuclear, so instead we're gonna mirror the Hela.
Got it?
So Hela Bucky on both
I'll
sides.
take a cosmic clash.
So
over
Daredevil currently unplayable if Thing is in the meta. So now Doomed has to try and get the better of this duel, but Energy I just favor so heavily in this matchup. Bro on the Hela just clicks. Quite literally. Melania with an invisible boundary forces Mirror to mirror it, as it were. Good hook there, but we can't confirm the KO onto Energy. Even with the Carbon Crush, so much damage. Impunity, though, gets the cleanup damage there onto Energy. And Intergalactic should be on the board now, taking up that first forward position there. But Mutants are still willing to fight for this, even when they're down a man. And even when they're down ults, but they're about to have a big one. God of Mischief, and Smash takes down Fidel, so Intergalactic can't mirror this one. And Smash, living up to his namesake, goes in, Kraken Impact, smashes Impunity, but not enough for a reset. But it's still good enough to find the fight win, and Intergalactic shunted from the point there. Mutants gonna get the first cap again. If they come back to the point. They all right, they come back to the point. Good boy, Smash, good boy. Now Energy gets to perch up here atop the waterfall and check all of the angles of approach that Intergalactic want to try and play for. Ult advantage in favor of Intergalactic, but that hasn't amounted to much in the past. Smart Sheep going early on with Clobber in time. Smash shutting down Vision's ultimate there. Invisible Boundary from Fidel is late, but Vision is still able to get the... Hello? Vision got the tick damage KO onto Spark Chief, but no resets from the Afterlife, so he will not be going again, I'm afraid. Invisible Boundary from Melania, and Mutants now still have a safe space to play. Intergalactic have the ultimates to try and press this, though, but they decide not to press the issue. I like this angle here from Doomed. Meteor Rem from Impunity. Looking for a 1-2 punch here. Bro sees Energy, sees the Goddess of Death, and can already scout out where it's going to be and put the damage down. So Energy shouldn't be able to get a whole lot done. It's just two AC-130s in the air shooting at each other. Both brought back down to Earth. Both pilots hitting eject. But Intergalactic still have the means to win this fight if they should so choose to use it. Invisible Boundary from Mirror, but he's holding on to this one. Doesn't want to use it proactively, and Doomed is going to pay for that mistake. Impunity is going to fall as well. Kraken Impact coming out from Smash, and the Boundary is too little too late. We can't save a life with this one. Vess on low HP with that roundhouse kick, able to deal with Vision. The Cries dealt with as well. 80% now, and Intergalactic are going to be forced to make a TP play. Are they going to be able to? Doomed might be in position, but Smash is hunting for him. Mag Bubble. Intergalactic are just choosing to hoof it. Impunity has to drop. 98%. 99 now. But Invisible Boundary already forced, and Impunity dead. Fidel with a later Invisible Boundary. They're able to claim Energy, so Vision might actually just have what he needs here. But Sonic Seduction and Invisible Boundary, he's not going to be able to use the ultimate. He's under so much pressure. They're trying to heal him up because Homie has the ball. He can dunk this one right here with the Kraken Impact. And now without Doomed there for the layup, he's going to have to do it himself. Necry's down with the diamond kick from Vess. Vess on a low sliver of HP, but the Kraken Impact he doesn't touch. Bro, that's not fair. That's not even fair. He didn't go that high. He was still contesting. That's just wrong, dude. I would be so salty if I was Vision. Eight final blows for Smash, though. Only 3 for Energy. I thought Energy was going to pop off more, but he still found the final blows when it mattered most in that first fight. But bro, Warrior Falls just like barely even happened. What are we doing here, fam? Yeah, I agree, Angel. The vertical contesting area on Warrior Falls is like... Bro was contesting. I think bro was on there. Like what even happened? I know what happened, but like, why even happened? Before we go back into the next game, before Intergalactic finds themselves in the next game. Okay, so Smart Chief kills Impunity. Barely more than a normal jump, right? Like... We're gonna watch over here. So Smash gets domed by Doomed. We'll keep this at 0.5. Because Vision has ult, Vess goes forward, and Vision pops ult to try and confirm the kill onto Vess. Even though Vess gets healed up. So that's the limit. Right there, chat. Or that's above the limit. But you have to be lower than that. I guess maybe because he's looking down, it doesn't look as high. But, like, that still seems like that should be in. That should be in. Ref, I think yellow card for this one. I think that's a foul on the play. I think that we made a bad call here. I think Vision was still contesting. Although I will say that with the shield up and Vess at full HP and SJP still alive up on the high ground and Impunity not having found the kill onto him, this was kind of chalked still. Oh, wait, no, Fidel and Mirror are like there to pocket Vision. So if Vision dies, it's cooked. But they could still, like, win this. They would need to keep him alive through I. Mirror doesn't have shield, so that's probably rough. But that's only if I actually lands on a stun, because he's in the middle of Kraken Impact, so it probably wouldn't actually hit. That might have been an iframe situation. Okay, yeah, he's higher than he looks here. Like, that looks like he's in, but he's not. He's too high. Bro got too toasted. Typical Philadelphia, blaming the ref. Go Birds! Okay, they're starting. They're starting. Let's go. Let's get out of here. We don't want to be here. This is where cringe, stinky babies are. We want to see the cool babies that smell nice. Mutants versus Intergalactic on Central Park for map number 2. We're already halfway through the pick and ban phase, so let's figure out where we are. And by halfway, I mean we're just starting. Gambit is banned. So Mutants, while last time maybe they wanted to protect Gambit, this time they're not going to have the opportunity to, so they better make sure they get all their protects this time. Angela banned, though. Okay, on Central Park, yeah, that makes sense. I get Central Park and Midtown confused a couple times. I feel like on Midtown, the Angela ban's kind of a waste, but on Central Park, no, I get it. I get it. Things open up a lot more, especially on point B. Thing Protect again, though, as well. So with that Thing Protect, they don't have to worry about a Daredevil pick or ban. It's effectively a Daredevil ban under a different name. So Phoenix Protect from Intergalactic to make sure that they do have a competent hit scan, but you're going to be going most likely up against Energy, who's going to be playing the same hero, so Phoenix Mirror, very much so on the menu. In the next ban, come on, Impunity. Missed it. Well. Not good. Not good. It's Raps. Velocity thinks it's Raps, and I mean, kind of got to agree. Kind of got to agree here. Yo, thank you for the follow, by the way. Groot with, or not Groot with the, Groot ban. And second Protect from Mutants. I mean, they're in control of this right now. Like, Intergalactic are missing bans. Missing out on getting the advantage when it comes to domination. Loki Protect. So Loki Invis backline most likely. Or if you're playing for the defensive, which Mutants are going to be defensive first. Loki Rocket Atom, honestly. I wonder. Hold on. This is all going to kind of depend on what Spark Chief plays, but there's definitely something here. Mantis ban makes sense because you want to shut down Triple Strategist, but there is another potential Triple Strategist composition, and I wouldn't hate to see it. I've seen Mutants play it on Midtown. And if you play it with Spark Chief on the Penny, you're cooking. It's a long shot, but we'll have to see. Phoenix saved, cannot. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. So no Penny, but Smash is still hovering the Atom, and Loki Rocket Atom I think is still smart. So I got the comp right. I just kind of got it wrong on what it actually depended on. So Spark Chief gonna play Thing on defense here, and it also locks them out of playing that Daredevil, and Intergalactic aren't even gonna try it. Like, they already know what's coming.
Furnace.
Did she say mustard?
What are these random words repeating in your mind?
Trust me, you don't want to find out, lady. So I keep them to myself if I were you.
Someone implanted
What?
a code in your brain, didn't they? Oh, wait.
Mustard? Is mustard one of the words to awaken the Winter Soldier? Is mustard one of the words? Has no one made a joke about that yet? Or did I mishear? Did Emma not just say mustard there? Anyway. Mutants ditched the rocket, actually, so no res beacon. They're gonna have to play for the double res if SJP tries to go for that one. Smash on the Atom Warlock still, nonetheless. Gonna be a tough nut to crack here for Intergalactic. Envision, again, locked in that hit scan duel with Energy. The FlyQuest duelists. But Vision, or rather, sorry, Energy, has Melania there as well with the shields in the pocket. And Vision has to drop off the high ground there. Good sonic detonation, bringing Vision back down to Earth there. And, I mean, you're looking at Energy right now getting the better of this exchange. Melania falls, though, and Vision, just as I say that, hits Energy with a nice swift 2-tap there. You get rid of Melania, you get rid of the heals, you get rid of the threat. And now 1, 2, 3. Mutants are all going to start falling. Duplicate onto the Atom Warlock. Oh, but wait, that's at the same time as Energy uses the Strange TP. That's 2 big resources used, and Bestwood jumps off the edge. Sure, it'll be rezzed, but what? Best, what are we doing, baby girl? I don't know if this is the play. Vision's shot the chaps. He's just got the Cosmic Flames onto Spark Chief. There's the second res now coming up from Smash, but Intergalactic have nearly completely capped the point. Doom now with the Kraken Impact. He's gonna get a reset off of Energy. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to get another one. Vest taking down Impunity. And another res. Mutants just seemingly will not go away, but so much damage. Everyone's so low. Invisible Boundary coming out. Smash falls. He's got the Cocoon, so even that's going to be rezzed. Sonic Seduction out from Vest, and Intergalactic just trying to play in this safe haven of this Invisible Boundary, but it's going to expire soon. And Intergalactic are all out of tools. Sparchy still has Clobber in time, and he might opt to use it, but Impunity maybe beating him to the punch. Energy with the Eye of Agamotto, and there's the cleanup damage. Intergalactic are able to get the dub here. And by the way, did Spark Chief's ult get canceled there? I think Spark Chief's Clobber in time got canceled. I swear he had that. Or maybe I was looking at the wrong... No, okay, Soko is reminding me. I'm not crazy. I'm not insane. Emma grabbed. Okay, good. Good heads-up play there from Necryze. 1.5 minutes left, though. And I need to have a look at Smash. No Cocoon, so this is actually doable, but SJP, they could go for the double res play again. Invisible Boundary from Melania, shutting down the Sonic Seduction. Invisible Boundary now mirrored by Fidel. Mirror doesn't have a second one, so SJP, born again, gonna bring back Spark Chief, but Doomed trying to use this as fuel. 2-taps Melania in midair. Absolutely gross. Nearly the full cap coming through. He can't get the reset onto Spark Chief, but still had one expire as the clone dies. Spark Chief gonna get healed up by the Invisible Boundary, though, from, no, there's no Invisible Boundary. Broda's got healed with raw healing. It was Mirror with the Invisible Boundary, but he will get rezzed back up, and again, Vest can come out with the Sonic Seduction, catch everyone on Intergalactic. Vision looking to try and make something happen with the Sensong Inferno, but it just ain't happening, Chief. Stop trying to make it happen. It's not happening. Melania with the cleanup there onto Mirror, and Mutants still holding on, and only 30 seconds left. Intergalactic are all out of swords. Spark Chief pushing Impunity so far back. Maybe a TP play or something. We gotta try and get on the point somehow, some way. I like this Moon Knight swap to try and take advantage of the Loki, but it might be too late. There may still be time to build up to a hand of Khonshu. Invisible Boundary already forced out. Deep Eye of Agamotto from Energy, and Mirror is already down. 3 seconds left, and no one's alive to touch. Impunity did touch. Sorry, he was alive to touch, but he was alive very temporarily, and that is the hold for Mutants. I know they're better than this. It's tough, because they don't have any heroes that have access to the backline, though, to try and shut this down. So there's always, like, a Cocoon or a Loki clone, like Lamps. Like, if you can't play Daredevil, you can't really get on top of them. And I don't know that Intergalactic are willing to bust out something like the Iron Fist in its place. or even anything for that matter that's going to go in. Like, Spark Chief on that thing is just doing so much to be able to shut that down. So there's always going to be, A, the ult battery from all the healing, and B, either a God of Mischief or a Karmic Revival ready to go, or a Cocoon to make sure that that Karmic Revival is ready to go. And they just can't break through it. But nearly 90% though, Intergalactic could still hold this one. It is not drawable. We're either getting a full dub from Mutants or a full hold for Intergalactic.
Get ready.
But now Intergalactic, they're mirroring the same comp that Mutants played on the defense side. With Doomed now taking up the Phoenix so that Vision can play the Adam Warlock. Bit of a role swap in the front line for Intergalactic. Mutants, though, are already 5 steps ahead of Intergalactic. Remember at the end when I said, oh, good swap from Doom to make that Moon Knight adjustment. Energy is coming out the gates with it. Well, getting forced back into the gates, but now coming out the gates with it. And now Fidel has to be very smart about where he places these Loki clones. That one in the front line there, that's a free Ankh. And now everyone grouped up there. Lamp's forced out, but free Ankhs everywhere. Vest gets two-tapped there by Doomed. And now Doomed has access to this high ground here. And Mutants are going to be taking their leave. Alright, not a bad first fight, but this second fight's going to be a real doozy because Energy already has Hand of Khonshu. Bro has been farming up the damage here. Likely also feeding Strategist ultimates, but Hand of Khonshu just going to be dropped right on that little safe spot. The Ankh to suck them all back in, and they might be able to live through it with Soul Bond and with the Lamps, but that's 2 major resources forced out. Fidel has God of Mischief. The question is, who does he shapeshift into? Getting that Adam Warlock, taking a page out of Mutants' playbook. 3 fall, and 3 brought back up. But that's a tick already given up. Intergalactic have to go for a play here. Mirror needs to hit this invisible boundary. 2 ticks now given up. Invisible boundary, but Intergalactic still can't seem to walk forward. They need to find a KO, and Mirror gonna have the finishing blow there onto Vess. And now we are in the same place that we were last time, but so much more quickly. Smash on the Storm, though, and I don't know that Intergalactic have a contingency plan for this one. Sure, Vision does have another res, and will need to use it, but that's so much ground already given over, and they can't afford it because the res is off the point, and Mutants are on it, so Mutants get the full cap. I don't think Mutants are booms, chat. I think Mutants are locked in. Because that was smart. Like, they called that. They called that shot a mile away. And Smash even says, I don't care, res them. Take the problem and push it somewhere else as long as it's not here. If it's not here, I don't care. You're doomed with 8 final blows, most in the lobby, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's all about the reses. And you don't actually get to see the res stats coming out, but both Melania and SJP and, who was it? Was it Smash? Yeah, it was Smash also on the Adam Warlock. Like, all 3 of them. By the way, 22k healing for Melania. Bro is redeeming himself. Bro is redeeming himself. So your NA orgs, if I was to make a prediction, who signs Chopped? Who signs Chopped, by the way? Because you know in EMEA, it's going to be Virtus Pro, Citadel, Na'Vi, but if they get 4 partner slots, Chopped is going to be the 4th team. Liquid sign Chopped, I could see it. It's kind of up to Liquid whether they want to operate in NA or in EMEA. And EMEA is probably the better investment right now because that's where you're more likely to get, well, I mean, it's just where you're going to have the better talent. But you also have to keep the audience in mind. And this game is a little bit bigger in North America than in EMEA. So it could go either way. But, like, yeah, I could see Liquid sign Chopped. I think it makes sense. Yeah, I think it's 4 teams per region. Which, you know, Pacific is like Asia, Korea, China, OCE all together. It does mean more slots for them collectively, but it does also still mean they're going to be competing for those same 4 slots, so yeah. Liquid could put together an NA super team. Well, here's the thing, though. There's not a whole lot of NA super team potential left over. Or there is, but there isn't. Because with Terra going to EMEA, we don't really know who our GOAT is when it comes to duelists. There's a lot of names kind of being, like, tossed around right now, like Rymazing, Energy, kind of the end of list, really, like, to be the one to take that up. There's also a lot of, like, duelists who are starting to play up and hit peaks right now, and I think could enter that conversation, but Energy was who I would say before this one, but I don't know if Bro's living up to it right now. I mean, this series he has been up against Intergalactc, but we'll see. Yusher? It's too early to say for Yusher. If I'm being objective, I would say it's a little bit too early to say for Yusher to be, like, the GOAT. But Bro is fulfilling his role on Lunex tenfold. His job on that team is to just be a fragger, and Bro is indeed a fragger. And he's a versatile one, because, like, you see a lot of these other people who are doing kind of the same thing as him, where it's, like, Phoenix OTPing. But Yusher can play Star-Lord, and he plays him pretty damn well. I've also seen Yusher play Wolverine, which seems weird because I feel like you would want Rymazing to play the Wolverine there, but gives you a degree of flexibility. And Rymazing can also play the Star-Lord, so you have, like, you know, overlap there. You can cover down. After the Alcancia tweet, yo, Alcancia literally were like, we've got an announcement to make. Stay tuned. Nothing stays the same. All right, here's our announcement. We're dropping our Overwatch roster. Like, what is all-timer 1-2 punch? Anyway. Yggdrasil Path. And it's going to be the Groot ban coming out lastly for Mutants. So we got Rogue and Gambit Protect on one side. Loki ban from Intergalactc to make sure that we only get 1 Gambit per team. We're not double flushing here. No upper deckers this time around. Phoenix and Emma Protect from Intergalactc. They went for the Thing ban right out the gate, which does mean that this little guy down here, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, whether he is or isn't Daredevil, he's playable, and that is something. Oh, wait. Hold on. Energy is foreshadowing something right now. Do we commit to this? Do we commit to this? Because you know what else made it through? 2 things made it through. Mantis and Ultron both made it through.
30 seconds before
But we're not walking... Okay, we're not swapping, though. So Energy's going to swap, and it's going to be triple. Okay, all right. Bro was trying to pitch that torch propaganda, and the strats were just having none of it. They're like, nah, fam. We ain't about that.
A long way since the Enclave created you, Adam.
They meant to use me as a pawn in their own wicked schemes.
Yo, SJP, real?
I had a much
Yo, real?
louder calling.
Calm down.
The battle
Calm down,
starts in
SJP.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You need to stop
All right.
the vehicle in its tracks.
Intergalactc on a dive composition here, or at least a half dive comp. Necry's on the Emma Frost, going to be anchoring up on the point, trying to get a little bit of progress here. We got to keep a close eye on Doomed and Impunity with this dive, and they've gotten themselves right on top of Mutants, forced out that soul bond early on. So they're going to be able to weather that storm initially. This is probably the best chance for Intergalactc, because in this ban phase, they've managed to get Daredevil through and not have to deal with the Thing. So Energy on the Emma Frost has to be the one to try and keep Doomed in check, but he's playing off the dives from Impunity so well that Mutants have to bleed out all their resources every time Bro goes in with a single Righteous Cross. And every time that happens, that's more cart progress given over. Intergalactc have still yet to make it through this first corner here, but they are doing a pretty good job of putting out the pressure. They are going to force that invisible boundary. Melania built up to that lickety-split. Vision holding on to this Endsong Inferno. Possibly looking to pop this one if need be. Spark Chief taking down Impunity, though. It's definitely going to slow Intergalactic's roll a fair bit here, as they want to be at full strength before they start investing ultimates into this one, so good discipline coming out from Intergalactc. Nearing 6 ultimates, by the way. But Mutants are coming up on something, or sorry, I shouldn't say coming up. They have something far more important. Sonic Seduction now going to come out from Necry's, and Smash gets forced down. And he's got the Cocoon. Energy gonna fall as well. Smash could go for the res here to try and get energy back up into the fold. And I think with Vest falling as well, it might be wise. He's gonna go ahead and pop it, but now Intergalactic know exactly where he's positioned. So he just doesn't get the chance to. He's got the ult and he's got the pressure. He's got the pressure on him. The healing is there. The snaps are there. The soul bond already used. And Doomed letting the devil out. Taking down Melania. Smash can still res, but they're so far back, and Intergalactic have gotten so much ground off of this one, and Doomed wants to make sure that res does not come out anytime soon. Even if Smash pops it now, he's too far away from the fight, he's too far away from the checkpoint, and this should be the cap coming through for Intergalactic. Beer going to mirror that Rage and Royal Flush. A damage-boosted End Song Inferno coming through, pops Spark Chief like a balloon. There's that res now coming out from Smash, but Intergalactic should still have ults to be able to live through this one. Smash with the res onto Energy. Spark Chief, Feast of the Abyss. Impunity has the same. Fidel with a late Invisible Boundary here. Impunity going into this little cubby here. Able to get that KO there onto Melania. No more res coming through. Intergalactic play it very patiently. Best having that Heartbreaker. But the only heart being broken is his, as he is so sad he does not get to pop his ultimate today, and Intergalactic get the first cap. It's a good understanding of how to play around these ultimates now. Mutants forced off of the Adam Warlock composition, Smash over onto the Star-Lord. Something that can tango with the Daredevil quite well, but not something that Mutants are still willing to mirror here. Well, Doomed has the angle. Sonic Pursuit, but it's on to Vest. He doesn't want to go up against the tank 1v1. Instead, he wants to try and pressure out this backline. Hunting down Melania, Righteous Cross, but healing coming through, and Smash is there with a peel, and Doomed has been felled. Intergalactic are gonna have to slow their roll now. Vest with that Heartbreaker going in deep, has full access to the backline, unfettered, keeping Fidel cut off from the other side. Healing will come through, and Vest is forced to tuck his tail between his legs and head back. But Intergalactic, they're able to get out of that one bloodless and come out with 4 major ultimates here. Royal Flush coming out with Let the Devil Out. Mutants forced to use that Invisible Boundary, but they've already been able to deal with Vision. And that is a hell of a 1-2 punch for Intergalactic, with Mutants able to block it and get themselves a return jab. Fidel with a late Invisible Boundary, and Doomed is still nestled in here deep in the backline. Sonic Seduction now coming out from Energy, trying to force the rest of Intergalactic back, and Doomed is so far from the rest of his team, he's got no support and no opportunity he can commit on top of now. And Intergalactic, even though they have the ult advantage right now, they don't have the positioning. They can't use what they worked so hard to get. Feast of the Abyss now. And a Galactic Legend now from Smash. Mutants trying to double dip, but that Sonic Seduction from the Cries is so good. That's 2 members from Mutants down. And Spark Chief needs to try and get out alive. Symbiotic Resilience just to try and live, but Bro realizes it's chalked. Die on cart, stall it out as best you can. Vest doing the exact same. And Energy also understood the assignment. This triple Vanguard lineup for Mutants, I don't know if you can stay on this much longer. Smash can do a lot of damage on the Star-Lord, sure, but you need a little bit more. NA players have finally figured out how to play Venom. Spark Chief has always known how to play Venom. For a while, Spark Chief and Vinny were the only 2 players in North America who ever touched Venom, but Impunity is now hip to this one. Mirror's gonna go ahead and pop that Royal Flush, trying to go in for a flank play with that Bayou Bash. Wants to try and finish off Smash there. Smash can't get the health pack, dies just shy of the Oasis. He'll die thirsty, dehydrated in the middle of the desert. But Intergalactic are gonna sweep them up under the rug there. Energy can't get the touch. Point B caps 230 in the time bank, and Intergalactic are looking good right now. Never forget Somble Venom. Somble playing Dive Heroes in this economy? Bro was the Winston GOAT back in the day. I shouldn't say Winston GOAT because, I mean, like, in that one tournament I casted, he absolutely was, but still. Royal Flush from Mutants. Do they need to use the Invisible Boundary as well? Fidel's going to go ahead and pop it so Intergalactic have a safe space, but Vision doesn't make it back to that safe space alive. His corpse will be there, and maybe Intergalactic can find a nice burial plot for him. But in the meantime, they've got bigger fish to fry. Doomed has Let the Devil Out, and he's looking for a good spot to look to use it. The Smash takes down Fidel, and this fight is happening so far forward that Intergalactic aren't comfortable with it. Doomed can't commit. He's got to back off. Vision, good 2-tap there onto Smash. And another one onto Spark Chief. And now Vess is so separated from the rest of the team. Going for that ability absorption. And a good invisible boundary from Melania. So Mutants are able to stabilize here. Doom got cleaned up elsewhere, so we don't have to worry about that Daredevil coming back in later on in this fight. As Melania falls, Kraken impact from energy gets canceled by Necryze. Bro just shut down 2 major resources. Vess going in with that Heartbreaker. I think he wanted more follow-up to be there, so Spark Chief gonna have to make it up. And I guess with that Feast of the Abyss, it's gonna be good enough. They take down Fidel, and that is as high value a KO as you can ask for. But you gotta be asking for more. Under a minute left over Intergalactic. Smash with the end song Inferno. This is greedy. Now Doom gonna let the Devil out with that Raging Royal Flush. Righteous Cross onto Energy. And Energy and Melania both dealt with. And Doom gonna take down Spark Chief as well. And now this Daredevil, Doomed has full free reign over the entirety of the map as Mutants are stuck in the spawn door. 30 seconds left for them to try and bully their way back out of it. Raging Royal Flush gonna be online for SJP. That is their ticket back to the cart. But it's only a ticket to touch. And they're gonna need to do so much more than touch the cart right now. Intergalactic kite it, but Vision can't quite kite it hard enough. And Intergalactic forced back, 12 seconds left. There's gonna have to be someone looking to find a touch, and Doomed or Impunity might be in position to do so. Doomed actually might be able to get a sneaky back cap here. SJP trying to keep him in check, but can't take this duel one-on-one. So Doomed, understanding he's done more than enough, gets back to the rest of the team. Fidel is there with Invisible Boundary. We'll get that safe haven for Intergalactic, but do they even need it, or can we play less aggressive with it? No, gonna go and be proactive with it. We're gonna burn Vess to a crisp. Feast of the Abyss online for Impunity in the spawn door. He doesn't need to use it just yet. He's got the strategist completely segmented off from the rest of the team, but Melania gets a moment to breathe, pops Invisible Boundary. Now Impunity wants to use the anti-heal to try and find a KO through it. It's not gonna be enough. Sonic Seduction shuts down the Galactic Legend. Energy, the legend was a mere fable, and he may not be taking Terra's throne today. Intergalactic looking to find the full cap here. Raging Royal Flush and a Galactic Legend now from Vision. And just deletes Energy, wipes him off the face of the earth. Vess gonna join him. Spark Chief on a sliver of HP. The Feast of the Abyss, the only health he's got to his name. The healing, not good enough, and Intergalactic find the full cap.
Score is 0-2-3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Intergalactic not out of this. This is reverse sweepable, and Intergalactic might have found the sauce. You first ban Thing here, and you force Mutants to waste a ban on the Daredevil. Windows Groot and Mag Goat. Bro was actually criggity cracked on the Groot. I don't know about Mag Goat. We got like TTK and Vess both kind of jockeying for that one there. I wouldn't have put Window up there with him.
30 seconds before you attack.
But Groot absolutely. Absolutely.
Not so crazy about
Sorry, I forgot the first rule of comedy is to make puns.
You would judge our entire species on a single brief encounter.
one where they all tried to eat me?
I actually would have even put Kaluge over Window, to be honest with you. Like, Window was Groot Goat, but he wasn't even the best mag on his own team.
4, 3, 2.
Ooh. Okay, so now we've got something interesting. Smash has finally been forced to swap over onto the Daredevil. And right away, using that Sonic Pursuit to keep Doomed in check, so no more will he have free access to the backline here. But Vision just 2-taps Energy. Vision is hitting the shots right now, my boy. Now with the Sparks build up on Smash, Deflect already forced out. And Vision can play so far forward. This is such an aggressive place to be right now. But does have the Psychic Shift, can get out of dodge. Has to fly as well so we can regain the high ground. Not a bad early look here. Vess, super low HP, and Doomed is nestled in so deep. He's taking down SJP, taking down Melania. There's no healing online for Mutants, so they will be taking their only safe haven, the only place they've got left, and that is in the spawn door. Yeah, Kaluge when he's not cutting. If Kaluge is having a salad, he ain't hitting. Spark Chief disconnected. Ooh, oh, I see. Ooh, okay. This is an acceptable time to DC, though. I think you're okay with the DC here for Spark Chief. Because the round just started. You've only lost one team fight. Going into this next one, Melania should be able to catch up to Fidel in terms of invisible boundary charge. The problem is Vision is just hitting the shots. Hitting all of the shots right now on this Phoenix. Bro has 15 finals and 24k damage, my boy. 24k, and most of that was only just last round. Granted, maybe 3k of that is right now because bro's already got Ensong Inferno. The spawn doors opened. Bro sneezed twice. He's got an ult. And when Spark Chief comes back, Melania's going to have to wipe the snot off of him. What else can we glean from the stat line here? We can glean that Smash is getting absolutely farmed. Holy shit. 3 and 7? Oh yeah, this ain't looking good for Mutants. This ain't looking too good. I know we just witnessed a full cap, but usually you expect to see a lot more finals and a lot less deaths on a defense here. Wait, 3 and 7 and 5 and 9. Yo, this is duelist gap. We're getting duelist gapped right now. Well, I mean, we're getting team gapped, actually, completely. Because, like, I just looked at the damage numbers for the Vanguards, too. Necry's with 10 final blows. Necry's didn't die, by the way. Necry's and Mirror did not die. Yeah, duelist gap, duelist gap, duelist gap. Vision and Doomed are just hitting the shots today. If Kaluge is having a salad, you sub super into play, on God. Kaluge on a cut or a twink? Who's the best tank? Chat, serious question. Why are so many tank players twink coded? Is that just an observation that only I have ever seen? Like, if you're a tank player, you either look like a tank player or you look like a twink. There's no in between. I guess Crimzo might be the exception because he swapped off of support in Overwatch to come be a Vanguard player here in Rivals. Can't be tank IRL, be a tank in game. Well, Vision's not a tank, but Bro is definitely a howitzer cannon right now on the Phoenix. And Energy just can't seem to win these duels against him. Okay, in Ensong Inferno, forced out there by Vess. He went in with that ability absorption. Good landing there onto Melania, but we can't confirm the KO, so the sparks weren't built up high enough. Intergalactc forced to use that burst damage just to get that second health bar for Vision. But no such luck for Impunity. That is a... Okay, I thought that chat message said Spark Chief DC'd again, not DC again. Royal Flush coming out from Mirror. SJP's got one as well. Good Carbon Crush and a good burst onto SJP, but it's traded out for Fidel. So now Mirror and Melania respectively gonna have to make up the bulk of the healing, and Melania has a power tool to be able to do that, and that's that invisible boundary. He'll go ahead and pop that to live through Necry's ultimate there. Good Feast of the Abyss, but a good jump as well. So Melania able to live even through Impunity's return here. Intergalactc still not back to full strength, but they will have a invisible boundary of their own if they need it, and they might need it just to keep this front line alive. Through this Let the Devil Out, and with all the other utility being thrown in there, Feast of the Abyss and Ensong Inferno, Intergalactc live all of it, and they're able to trade out Spark Chief. Mutants, despite a suboptimal situation, able to make a comeback though. Heartbreaker for Vess, and Smash is there as well. They clean up Necry's, but now Vess has to try and make this ultimate worth it, and indeed he does, finding unfettered access to the backline, taking down Fidel, taking down Mirror, and Vision will be joining them. Smash with a righteous cross there. Necry's looking for the strange TP. Oh, with stun there. The right click from Energy. That time it was the right click. That time it was the Phoenix. A twank, if you will. Intergalactc better take one map. Well, they might take this one, but if they want to do so, they're going to have to stall things out on point B. Because 3 minutes in the time bank is not bad at all for Mutants. Mirror has this Raging Royal Flush here. But the problem is Fidel is being gapped right now by Melania in terms of that charge for Invisible Boundary here. So even if Mirror pops ult here, Mutants can live it. Dooms can't live it. Bro went in aggressively. Traded out for Smash, though. So both Daredevils dead. Impunity's gonna die next. And Intergalactic seem to be afraid to put their foot on the gas right now, and I would be too if you were bleeding out members left and right. But this is a lot of cart progress. Impunity did a lot of stalling. Halfway through point B, Vision trying to catch Vest on a flank there. Royal Flush coming out. Energy trying to get the burst damage there, but it's not good enough. Vest, though, does clean up Fidel. Vision with the Endsong Inferno. Following up on the damage from Impunity. Trades out SJP for Impunity, but you'll take that. If you're Intergalactic, you are happy to take that. But no, you lose Spark, or you lose Necryze and Doomed and Vision. 1, 2, 3. Mutants win this fight, and Intergalactic only have one more chance to try and get a touch here. And Fidel is still lagging behind on this Invisible Boundary. I guess your saving grace is that Mutants use 2 ultimates there. They're gonna get the touch. Intergalactic trying to play for a forward spawn hold. And they might need to use the Invisible Boundary just to try and live through this onslaught here, because Mutants are coming up on some big ultimates. Smash has let the Devil out. Spark Chief has the Feast of the Abyss. Now Spark Chief gonna try and use the anti-heal to burst through that Invisible Boundary. Smash is felled, and Spark Chief already forced to use Symbiotic Resilience. Bro has no utilities left, but he does have healers on deck. It's gonna have to be good enough, but a successful fight win there for Fidel. Intergalactic able to hold on here. Doomed up on the high ground, letting the Devil out. Playing right in to that Heartbreaker. Energy breaking Doom's ankles there. Headshot. And Vision gonna fall next as well. And Mutants play this one so well off the back of that Heartbreaker from Vess. They're gonna keep this fight going. 2:30 left in the time bank, and they are looking to get the full cap here. Intergalactic are having a hard time getting their feet back under them. Once Smash made the swap over there onto the Daredevil, and once Spark Chief had a stable Ethernet connection, it's been all Mutants on the left-hand side of that KO feed and all Intergalactic on the back foot all day, all the time. Ability absorption from Vess, trying to pin down Necryze. We know Necryze is holding on to the Psionic Seduction. The question is, when is he going to use it? He turns around to try and peel Spark Chief off. Now has to turn right back around to stuff this Raging Royal Flush. It's not going to be good enough as energy bursts down Fidel. And sure, you can lock down Spark Chief with a Psionic, but you're not going to be able to burst him down. Bro's got too much HP. Bro is a tank. Now Mutants threatening to get the full cap here. Intergalactic are going to have 3 big ults to try and stuff this one. But it's now or it's never. Invest trying to hold the door there. Raging Royal Flush coming out from Mirror. Hits onto everybody. Invisible Boundary. On the cart, though, Mutants have to retreat back onto the cart, so Intergalactic are able to get out the door just like they wanted. Endsong Inferno from Vision. He can go deep with this one. Very deep. With the burst damage, it's not going to be enough to clean up Melania, but it does split the backline off from Spark Chief, so he's not getting the help that he wants right now. Neither is Vess. 1, 2. Both of the Vanguards from Mutants. 2 taps sent back to spawn. And Intergalactic getting us to a minute. But Impunity is going to have so much heavy lifting to do. Feast of the Abyss, the only resource that Intergalactic can hang their hat on, and Spark Chief can match it and then some. And every time Vess uses the Heartbreaker, Intergalactic are forced to make a decision they don't want to make. Heartbreaker does come out, but no one's there supporting it because the Impunity split them off with the Feast of the Abyss, so Vess just wastes his ult. And Intergalactic seemingly have control over this fight. 30 seconds left in the time bank, 38 seconds rather. And Mutants have just given up a single major resource and given Intergalactic time to buy their own. Spark Chief takes down Doomed, though. Spark Chief is in there. Bro went in super deep. Raging Royal Flush and Spark is going to go in even deeper. And now the ult's all raining out. Energy with that Endsong Inferno. Smash with Let the Devil Out. Fidel never knew what hit him. But we know that it's going to be Intergalactic. Sent back into the spawn room. Doomed has Let the Devil Out. He's gonna have to pop it just to live, but he can't live. He can't touch in time. And 7 seconds left in the time bank. Mutants find the cap, and we're going to extra innings on Yggdrasil. Intergalactic are gonna have to set the bar as they go on the attack first.
Including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Well, this is Intergalactic's best chance to take a map, and if they want to do it, they're going to have to make a whole heap of progress on their attack here. But Mutants seemingly have this one figured out. Whereas Intergalactic may have finally won in the ban phase by banning Thing, Mutants have finally figured out, hey, if we just ban, or if we just play Daredevil, we're good.
Get ready.
We were seeing a duelist gap in the previous series, but Energy and Smash have managed to catch up. Now at 9 final blows of pop. Still, Vision and Doomed are ahead on that front. But, I mean, they were still able to make up what was looking real rough at the end there. And you gotta give a shout out to Vess. Aside from that last Heartbreaker, homie has earned this MVP for sure. 10 final blows for him, and every time he uses Heartbreaker, Mutants are playing off of it so well. They understand the assignment. And now the assignment is going to be more of the same, but this time, hold Intergalactic off. What's interesting though is Mutants have not opted to go for the Adam Warlock this time around, so they don't have stall. They just need to win one fight, and they're playing for that one fight. The question though is gonna be the damage trades, and who gets the better of the healing. Which Rage and Royal Flush comes on first, and who gets the better of these ultimates. Oh, Smash goes in super deep. Vision finding the shots. Bro dropped him like a sack of bricks. And now Spark Chief, with Symbiotic Resilience already forced, gonna be felled as well. That is a trade you are more than happy for, but no frontline now for Intergalactic as Impunity also falls, but it doesn't matter. The spawn advantage is on Intergalactic's side. Melania gets 2-tapped there by Vision. Vess dealt with. There's gonna be a strange TP that could come out from Mutants if they should so choose, but they still have time and they're not ready to reach into that bag just yet, so Spark Chief staying on the Venom and waiting for an opportune moment. They still have plenty of time. They don't need to force a play just yet, but they will need to come in for the touch. Neck and neck in terms of Royal Flush charge from Mirror and SJP. This next fight's gonna be bloody, but Vision wants to be the one to bite back first. Trying to catch this flank angle. Right click there, into the back line, looking to try and find something with a Sonic Detonation. Good Carbon Crush! And Vision is there with the damage to shut down Smash. Energy falls as well, and someone's gonna have to make the strange TP if we want to stop this card and stall it out. Intergalactic are cooking. It's their best chance. They've got every tool they could possibly want. They got Vess with one foot in the grave, and the next to follow. Spark Chief gonna be nestled up right next to him, all nice and cozy. Smash makes the swap to the strange, but doesn't pop the teleport. Instead, going back over to the Daredevil, but he gives up so much ult charge just to even think about making that swap that he is now losing in terms of the ult charge on Let the Devil Out. So Doomed is going to be ahead in that regard. Intergalactic ahead on every single ultimate, and Smash will not have this ultimate if and when he needs it. Royal Flush going to come out from Mirror, most likely going to force SJP to respect it. Both Gambits looking to pull the trigger, but Mirror gets a slightly better one. Invisible boundaries from both sides. Spark Chief trying to burst through it with his Feast of the Abyss, but they can't find the KO onto Fidel. Doomed letting the Devil Out on top of Melania. Melania with the invisible boundary, so they might be able to live. Vess finds Fidel. That's absolutely massive. Intergalactic are now going to be down a crucial member, but with this Freedom Charge, you can make up for the lack and sustain with a little bit of overhealth, a little bit of ultimate charge being gained. The overtime wick is so criminally low right now, but so is Melania's lifeline. Impunity gonna cut the cord, taking out SJP as well, and Intergalactic are still cooking, still keeping this cart rolling, and Mutants are on the back foot, trying to play out of their spawn door. Smash now has Let the Devil Out, but he's not gonna have a good chance to use it. Intergalactic will have that scouted because they know they saw every ult but that one in the last fight. So all you have to do is get Vision with one single right click onto Smash, and it could all be over. He's gonna pop that ultimate and go in, but Carbon Crush again! It's traded out. Both Daredevils dead. Spark Chief, Symbiotic Resilience already forced. No more ultimates online. It's a complete neutral for both sides, but Intergalactic have already gotten more than they could have ever asked for. Vess with the KO there. Onto Mirror. Necry's falls as well. Endsong Inferno. None of the health bars on Mutants are low enough for that to burst on through. Doomed making the swap onto the Doctor Strange. There's going to be a teleport play coming out for Intergalactic. They can keep this one in contention. Vision finding a single KO. Impunity trying to dash through to get the healing, but he can't get there in time. Will die just shy of that teleporter there. Mirror going to have the Rage and Royal Flush before long. It might be a win condition, but it's not going to be a full house today, as we only have a couple of members on deck right now, and they're playing into Vess's Heartbreaker, and Vess has Mirror split off from the rest of the team, and back on the cart, Invisible Boundary from Melania. It's mirrored by Fidel, but the teleporter has expired, and anybody on the point right now is going to be all alone, while the rest of the reinforcements are going to have to hoof it. Psionic Seduction from the Cries, trying to lock Mutants down. Once again, the ult all drained. We're back at a neutral playing ground, but Impunity coming up on the Freedom Charge can keep Intergalactic going in this one. They're on fast heroes. Freedom Charge to keep himself alive. He wants to try and go and help his team, but he can't get off the cart. Able to dive, split off the backline. Huge Eye of Agamotto from Energy, though, and the Maelstrom of Madness popping Mirror, finding Fidel as well, and this will be Mutants finally putting a stop to this offense. Feast of the Abyss for Smart Chief to finally swallow Intergalactic whole and shut this attack down, but Intergalactic nearly got the full cap onto point B. This is holdable. This is winnable. Only 1:07 minutes for Mutants to match that progress. They're gonna have to do what Intergalactic did, but better.
To win this one.
Shouts out to Nilo for calling that in chat, by the way, too. Energy has to hit a big eye, gets 5. Like, bro. Yeah, pushing to end of point 2 is good. It's a win condition. High key, if Intergalactic hold on first or even midway through second. Hell, Intergalactic can even give up first completely as long as they don't snowball. The only way that Intergalactic loses is if they snowball. They just gotta win one fight, and it's gotta be at the right time. And Mutants have realized now,
30 seconds before
or have they? Is this just for an attacker spawn thing? Is Smash gonna commit to the Star-Lord? It hasn't worked well in the past. Vision's been able to get the better of him every single time.
It's just
But your options are try to match up against Doomed on the Daredevil,
you promised me, Remy.
or face the Wrath of Vision up in the sky.
But if we gotta be fighting this fight, at least we get to do it side by side.
I see the Vision here, though. They want to play for that 1-2 punch, that combination.
3,
That Raging Royal Flush with the Galactic Legend, but the problem is, that's only going to get you 1-1 fight. It's every single fight between that combination that's the problem. And in every single fight between that one, Doomed is going to have access to the backline. So Archie playing Bouncer to stop him from being able to get in there, but that's still your frontliner being used just to try and peel. And on a Captain America, I feel like that's kind of low value. Now Vess, using the mobility, able to get back to the rest of the team. Not a lot of cart progress made already for Mutants, and Intergalactic have already done more than enough to stabilize here. Spark Chief splitting the strategist back a little bit further, but taking a ton of HP, nearly falling. The healers couldn't get to him there, but he's able to peel back again. 20 seconds, we're already approaching OT, and it's not looking good for Mutants, but Doomed is low. Has to get back for healing. Will get there in time. Energy is farming up the damage right now, about to have an early Endsong Inferno. How greedy does he want to be? Spark Chief finds Fidel, and that is already huge. Doom, though, trades it out for Melania, so it's winnable for both sides. Best goes in and takes down Mirror. And if you're Intergalactic, you're totally fine with this. Is now we're in OT, and we're only just now rounding the first corner, so Doom can go in, die on cart, give the rest of the team time, and then everyone comes back in. No ultimates being used for Intergalactic. They understand that this fight is chalked. We play for the next fight, and then the next one after that. But now the ults are going to start to come online, and it's going to get more dire. And Doomed didn't get a whole lot of work done. Mutants have the Raging Royal Flush, but are they going to greed this? Smash doesn't have the Galactic Legend just yet. Intergalactic going to give up the point? No, they go in before the spawns end up coming through. Early Invisible Boundary, but now Smash should have a free ultimate here if he's able to get it. Intergalactic need to find a KO, and they need to find it now. And they need to pop the Raging Royal Flush if they want to do it. Endsong Inferno now going to come out. Is it going to find what it needs to? No, it doesn't. But Smash takes down Fidel. That is not a KO that you can afford right now. So Mirror going to hold on to the ultimate. And Intergalactic, again, they don't get greedy. They still have 3 ults, but they can only afford to lose one more fight, and they got to take it fast. And it's going to be a rough fight because now Mutants have the spawns. Spark Chief has the Freedom Charge. The sustain is there. The pressure is there. The combo isn't there, and the Royal Flush advantage is on Intergalactic's side. But Doomed needs to build up this ultimate before you feel comfortable using it. It's either that or Vision gets one hell of an Endsong Inferno. The overtime wick, by the way, super low. A C9 could also be on the docket here. Intergalactic looking for an opportunity to try and force that one. Galactic Legend coming out. Spark Chief with that Royal Flush. Oh, the cancel for Vision, but Vision finds 2! Huge play coming out from Vest. The ability Absorption to shut down let the devil out. and with the Heartbreaker as well, but Vision has already found more than he could have ever dreamed. 2 KOs off that Endsong Inferno, and he is clicking on the front line, stacking up the sparks on Spark Chief, and Spark Chief is going to be going the way of the rest of his team. Mirror with the cleanup damage there. Smash coming in with a Blaster Barrage. He's going to be put down as well. Melania with a strange TP just to get the touch here, but 1 and 2 and 3, they all line up. The mutants all come marching in, but Intergalactic have a strict no mutant policy right now on this point, and Vision is leading the charge, and Intergalactic get themselves a map
5.
off the back of Vision with 29 final frickin' blows. And 58k damage. 58. Bro was nearly on 60k. And speaking of 60k, Mirror had that much healing. We have got a series. Intergalactic are not ready to bow out of this tournament yet. Someone asked in chat earlier if this was a lower bracket matchup, and indeed it is. This is an elimination match. The winner here does not make top 8. Or the loser here does not make top 8. So here's the question. If you're mutants, right? You have to ban Daredevil. Because Intergalactic have cracked the code. Ban Thing, and you get to play Daredevil. Mutants can ban the Daredevil, but then they can't ban the Angela. And they keep first banning Angela. So for some reason or another, they want to ban Angela, which is weird because I know Spark Chief plays a really good Angela. I don't know, these picks and bans from mutants I think might just be kind of troll. Maybe they figure things out and figure it out to stop us from going to a map 5, but I'm with you, Deathlock. I'm hoping we get a map 5. With these two teams, by the way, 25-minute map. Holy moly, Intergalactic made that one look easy. Well, no, not easy, sorry. They made up for the other ones, but it looked easy. Checking in. Oh, every series is 2-1 right now. Every single series is 2-1. Flark and Ice Cold are already going into their 4th map, or about to go in. Rat Academy beat Mochimon on Midtown. 3-1. Yggdrasil, yo, the convoy maps in the 3rd round coming in clutch. All right, map 4, Intergalactic versus Mutants. And in about 10 seconds, we'll see what the picks and the bans are and also see what the map is going to be. Convoy is always an oddball. And maybe Intergalactic were able to leverage that sheer fact just to be able to get the win there. But the methodology ain't as important as the fact that they're on the board. And we're going to Midtown, so it's going to be Convoy again. And this is smart from Mutants. Because they don't need to ban the Angela here. They can and probably should ban the Daredevil. Oh, they banned the Gambit first instead. Okay. So Intergalactic should still just ban Thing here again. Definitely do it on Midtown because Spark Chief will play the Thing on Midtown. But now they have to use a Protect on Daredevil. Do they? Protect Phoenix? That's ballsy. That's ballsy. Okay, we protect Loki. We got to keep a lookout for this Daredevil ban. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Smash doesn't want to take this duel. So there it is. There's the kill shot right there. So now if you're Intergalactic, Daredevil is banned. You can't get the better of that exchange. You kind of have to hope that Vision just continues to pop off on the Phoenix. It got you all the way on Yggdrasil. But on Midtown, it's going to have to be more than enough. It's going to have to be more than just that. Is it Phoenix Star-Lord now? Most likely. Or Phoenix Hela, depending on how they want to play this one. I could see it going either way. Group Protect for Intergalactic. That's a weird one to get through. That's a weird one. I know nothing about rivals. Why would these team ban these heroes? Please explain to me, a noob who knows nothing. You would ban Gambit and Daredevil because they're overpowered as heck. And if you're not good at them, or if you're not as good at the other as the other team, rip. You die. You lose. Okay, and I think I like what I like. I think I was on the money there with that Hella Protect there from Mutants. Because I feel like Smash can play... I mean, Smash can play Wolverine, but Wolverine's now banned, so... Adam Warlock ban. These are offensive bans for both sides. Both teams are just saying, F you and the clique you came with. So Loki gets through, Rocket gets through, both teams get to play Groot. Invis also gets through. But Invis here is, I mean, she's obviously good. Obviously still S-tier hero. So this is going to be your triple-triple. The only res is going to be Vision's BRB for Intergalactic. And Mutants, of course, with that Sharknado spawn break. But I think... Mutants lost this map to Doom Crew, right? Yeah, Mutants lost this map to Doom Crew. I'm sure the pick and ban phase has changed, but I wonder if they had forgotten about that. Granted, this is a different team, different calculus, different situation, but I'm wondering. Nightmare down? Down as in they're eliminated, or...
4, 3, 2, 1.
Gone? Ooh, yikes. Well, either Intergalactic or Mutants will be joining them. And it could be this map if Mutants are able to get the dub here. Energy on the Moon Knight, going to be stacking up those Crescent Darts. Already taking down Fidel's clones. The old charge ain't charging up nearly as high as you would like to think, but Impunity is getting so much work done on this Groot. And the healing is so good that the strategist lineup for Intergalactic are just taking the helm on the ult charge right now. Intergalactic could actually be the ones to fire the first salvo. Impunity goes super aggressive, gets punished for it, but is going to get rezzed up. BRB already burned. It's not going to be one ready for Doom, so that KO is permanent. Bro's going to have to come back on the Doctor Strange if he wants to come back at all. And a 55% ult charge, that might not be too dumb of an idea. Impunity can't make it inside of the invisible boundary here, and Intergalactic have already kind of lost the plot here on this one. Do they keep investing to try and stabilize? No. Doom is going to swap to the Doctor Strange, and Intergalactic are going to die on cart one by one to stall this out as long as possible. But Mutants have the Sharknado. They've got everything but the invisible boundary here. Vision's the last one to die, and he's got the amplifier. That's the one thing that can shut down this ultimate here. Or this ultimate combo. Oh, Strangling Prison, and there's that wombo combo there with the Hand of Khonshu. Mutants are going to find the cap here for sure. Fidel is going to get rezzed up. That's going to be a stagger. The cap coming through with ease, and the Sharknado is going to carry on over to the next point as well.
Getting this robot to Avengers Tower should be simple enough.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be
Intergalactic's still all out of sorts. Doom going to make the swap over onto the Bucky. I wonder if failing to hold Mutants at point A might already come back to bite Intergalactic, but it's too late to find out. We'd be living in the past.
better stop that vehicle.
Are we going to see the... I think if you're Mutants, you just pull the trigger on this Sharknado right now. You just go for it. You can already kind of see SJP trying to posture for it. As with that Sonic Seduction, but Intergalactic can live it. There's the invisible boundary, and now they're going in with the Omega Hurricane. The Jeff Nado and Mirror pops. So much damage bursted down. Smash gets taken down, though, by Vision. And the spawn advantage is still on Intergalactic's side, so this isn't a total wash right now. Vest falls, and a late invis boundary from Melania. Vision, I think, can just wait out the clock on this one and go for the End Song Inferno if he wants to. A lot of card progress, though, already gained from Mutants, so even if that ult is a bit of a wash, it's still good enough. Good right click coming out from Vision. So much damage, so much sparks built up. Not gonna be able to confirm any KOs off the back of it. We stalled out here, at least for the time being. Doom looking for the hook there. Can't quite get Spark Chief. Vision dies there. And there's that combo again. And even with the lamps to augment it, it's not going to be good enough. The Guardian Shield to stop that Kraken Impact from coming through. This looks so good right now from Mutants. Everything Intergalactic are trying to do, Mutants are doing it better and stopping it in its path. Invisible Boundary now coming out, though. Mirror taking down Energy. And Fidel with a 2K. You love to see that, though, if you're a fan of Intergalactic. Able to hang on with just Fidel's ultimate. That is... I keep saying it. And I haven't seen enough of it from Intergalactic, but this time, that's crisis management. That is efficiency. Now Mutants making some swaps off of the Jeff NATO composition. Smash mirroring the Bucky now. And I believe we're in mirror compositions now with Phoenix Bucky on both sides. Another good right click. Vision just has the angles. He's just constantly finding this damage. Spark Chief is soaking up the brunt of it. Bro is just... That's a forest fire right there. Phoenix with a KO there onto the Groot. That is another California wildfire, and Gruesome Newsome didn't do anything about it. How dare he? Kraken Impact. Ooh, wait, the lamps and the Invisible Boundary, but the End Song Inferno from Vision is good for the reset damage. I don't know if Doom's got enough to get another reset proc there, so Intergalactic gonna keep investing. The Cries with Meteor M. SJP with a good Invisible Boundary to keep Mutants alive, but this fight is happening so far back. Mutants don't want to be taking this fight here at all. Sonic Seduction to try and push them back. Smash, though, can't find the angle. Does go for the Kraken Impact, though. Just scoops up Doomed and puts him down. But a late Invis Boundary from Fidel. Even without impunity there, Mutants understand the assignment. They respect it. They say, we lose this fight if we try and take it inside the boundary. Energy falls, but that is an okay trade. Spark Chief and Vess, with their powers combined, they're able to deal with Vision. And Intergalactic, again on the back foot. A minute 13 in the time bank, and Mutants have a win con here. Couple the End Song Inferno with Spark Chief's ultimate, and there's a nice wall to toss that ultimate into. Or some delicious, juicy choke points to shoot that Strangling Prison on through. Right-click onto Spark Chief, building up more sparks. The lamp's already forced out, and now there's that Strangling Prison, but an Invisible Boundary is going to keep everybody alive. Energy, though, with the End Song Inferno, and the damage is good. Smash is there, Doomed is dead, Necryze is dead, Vision dying on the cart, and that's a Mutants capping point B. CB Political Podcast win? Never. Never. I want it on record. I have no political... there's no ulterior motive behind that joke. It was just because I was thinking of forest fires and the fact that California tends to have a lot of them. Yo, Impunity taking out Spark Chief, though. Yo, the tree's fighting back. Those are 3 big KOs that all come through rapidly for Intergalactic off the Strange TP. That's not a play that you ever expect to see coming out, but it does. And now it's going to be a spawn hold here. Mutants going to have to work just to try and get out the front door. Impunity got hooked there, but good use of the walls to be able to get back. SJP with the Invisible Boundary ready to go, forcing Intergalactic back with the Strangling Prison, and he's not inside of it. And the Kraken Impact and the End Song Inferno. Intergalactic coming down from the stars. And Mutants, again, locked in the spawn door. A minute left in the time bank, and if you're Intergalactic, you don't care. You will invest on this one. You've got no problem using more ultimates to hold out here, because with under a minute left, you can stall out so much time, force out so much resources from Mutants just to get this cart rolling. Invisible Boundary from Melania. Fidel can mirror it if he wants to, but he's greeting it. Going late, and there's that Kraken Impact. Garb Crush, every ultimate coming out, but Fidel's ultimate is doing so much heavy lifting. Intergalactic lived through all of it. The lamp's coming out super late from SJP, and that's 2 big money ultimates from Mutants already bled. What a defense right now from Intergalactic. I've never seen this before, and I may never see it again. 20 more seconds, and this hold will have done more than its job. Necryze with the Eye of Agamotto, and you gotta believe he's looking for a place to put it. Vess using that Sonic Seduction, So aggressive. A wall to segment off Necry's. But with the lamps, he's able to live. Best has access to the back line, looking for a carbon crutch. He's going to take down Impunity. And the choke slam there, and Smash cleans up. And Mutants have finally been able to break free of Intergalactic Stranglehold, but it's now in OT. Only one fight left, and Intergalactic have managed to build back up to Ensong, Invisible Boundary, and Kraken Impact. And as the Cry swaps off the Doctor Strange over onto the Magneto,
Better stop that vehicle!
he's not going to have the Meteor M, so he can't shut down Spark Chief's ultimate. But there is definitely a method to the madness here. The Mutants are going to have to try and brute force the way here with their ult advantage. Big swaps coming out. Energy is back over onto the Goon Knight. He's going to have the Hand of Khonshu. Ensong Inferno now coming out from Vision. He's looking for the damage, but it gets blocked, and Vest takes down Doomed. There's that Hand of Khonshu from Energy that takes down Necry's. And Mutants have managed to gain so much ground off of this one that they might actually be able to get the full cap here. Intergalactic will still have ultimates here. Vision needs to live, but he can't. Someone's going to have to contest the cart. Doomed isn't there with the Kraken Impact yet. The cart's rounding the final corner. Fidel has the ultimate in 1%. He's going to go for the Invisible Boundary just to make it safe for them to be able to touch. But SJP can mirror it. Necry's with the Meteor M. It doesn't land. He needed to shut down the ultimate, but it just doesn't come out. Sonic Seduction coming out. Smash now with the Kraken Impact on deck. Looking for the opportune moment to pop it. Does he do so? Spark Chief taking down Mirror. There's no good healing here. He can't get the hook onto Doomed. Doomed now on the Iron Fist, has access to the backline, but there's that Kraken Impact, taking down the clone, taking down Necry's. Another free reset onto Fidel's clones, and he's gonna inch closer and closer to the real thing as Mutants inch closer and closer to the full cap. And Intergalactic, in this game of inches, coming up just a little bit short.
Score is 0, 2, 3. Time to switch things up, including
Spawn hold cheese, but that was meta. On first point, yes. On second point, or sorry, after second point, I've never seen that.
to win this one.
That's such an odd place to hold. And you would never get an opportunity to do that the way that Intergalactic did, because the cart was on the low ground. In order to get to the cart, Mutants had to come out of the spawn and then turn and take a right, and then take the fight on the cart. I hate to say it, but Mutants are lucky they got the full cap there. Someone said 17 final blows. Energy has 17 final blows. Oh, good lord. Bro is frying now.
30 seconds.
Bro is not staying on Magneto, though. This is just for the spawn hold. Here for the CB play-by-play era? Well, I mean, like, what am I going to do? Color commentate on solo casts? I mean, I guess that'd be more like a traditional co-stream. But I like to flex my play-by-play muscles, too, you know? I think it makes me more effective at both of them when I do play-by-play.
The battle starts in 5.
Because I'm actively thinking and speaking out loud about what should be happening, what the order of operations is. But the fact that I'm doing that while observing makes it all the more difficult. It's so hard. Speaking of hard, I got nothing. There's no segue there. I overcooked that one. Speaking of hard, it's going to be hard to stop this Moon Knight from building up an ultimate real quick here. 54%. The Mutants are playing inside of this little cubby here, and I like that. It is going to help build up the damage of the Crescent Darts here from Doomed, but it's still very defensible. And Energy is going to remind Impunity just how impregnable this defense is. The Mutants get the first fight win there, but now Doomed is nestled up here on the high ground, and no one can really stop him getting the angle that he wants. The problem, though, is sure he's got this Hand of Khonshu, but Impunity's only 50% to that group ultimate. So we're not going to get the Strangling Prison out to combo this with. Bro just has to let this one rip. Invisible Boundary coming out from Fidel. It's mirrored. This is so low on HP. Even with all of that, there's an opportunity for a Hand of Khonshu here. Doomed looking to pop it. They all walk right into it. He takes down SJP. And I think that ultimate got canceled there. That was SJP trying to go for the mirror onto it. Sonic Seduction now coming out. Good block on the Ensong Inferno from Energy with that Meteor M, but this is still Intergalactic coming out ahead in this one. They still have the Strangling Prison. They still have the Invisible Boundary. But Energy. The Spark Chief hit the Strangling Prison off the point there, and Energy was able to follow up with the damage. Impunity getting greedy to try and hit that one. Able to take down Melania, so this is still good for Intergalactic because they have an Invisible Woman on the point, and Mutants do not. So there's going to be an opportunity to build up to that invisible boundary now. Melania at 87%. When he gets back into the fight, it's winnable, but Mutants still bleeding out members one by one. Doomed with the Crescent Darts, finding another one. Spark Chief falls. And there's no reses online for Mutants. They're just trying to die on cart. Everybody blitzkrieging just to meet their demise sooner rather than later. Vest making the swap onto Doctor Strange, but he died kind of late in that one. Gonna teleport up. Oh, we're gonna teleport behind the bus stop there. Doom doesn't have the ultimate, but gruesome shots there. The Ankh placement perfect. The Hand of Khonshu on the back line can burst through the damage there, splits the supports off from the rest of the front line, and Spark Chief is begging, praying for some healing, and it just might never come. Impunity gonna take down Vest, and maybe now the healing is here for today, but the cart's already been capped, and SJP dying late on it. Intergalactic keeping this gravy train rolling. 340 in the time bank, and they can keep this one moving. And they get to do it holding onto ults as well. Snipe them toes. He said, num 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 num, give me them raccoon digits.
I suppose that helps. Render me assistance.
Now I see. Halfway there. Keep going. For Moon Knight's off.
So now we've got a Moon Knight, both teams rocking the Moon Knight. Energy swapping off over onto the Moon Knight. Now that we're off the triple. Sonic Seduction coming out. There's an invisible boundary, but Doomed is going to farm up so much damage off of this one and has the opportunity to pop the Hand of Khonshu. And he hasn't been comboing it with Impunity. He can if he needs to, but he's going to choose not to. Energy, though, will get that Wombo combo, shut it down from coming out, and they shut down Vision's ultimate. But two members fall despite the ultimate because everyone was looking at the lights. And now they're left gazing at the stars as the night sky creeps over them. Intergalactic keeping this one going, threatening to find the full cap here. Mutants, it's going to be this Hand of Khonshu from Doomed versus Smash's Kraken Impact, and there's not much else to keep this one going. Doomed is going to have an interesting angle. Should be able to lock this one down. Good Groot walls to try and segment them off. Huge Hand of Khonshu. Vest can't live it. Spark Chief not even going to try, and the cap comes through. 340 in the time bank for Intergalactic, and they're keeping this one going. Spark Chief dies late, and SJP and the gang, everyone doing the same as before. On point A, they're just trying to die on cart. Vision is farming up so much damage right now. 23k damage, 33 and 9 with 9 final blows, and he ain't even the one leading the charge for his team. Mutants about to have 5 ultimates online. This should be where they can stall things out. But the problem is, even when they've had that opportunity, Intergalactic have been so good at taking it away from them. Now with Vision on this angle, he's going to have an Endsong Inferno. He can force resources out with this one. Might even be able to get the better of Energy. Not Energy, no, it's Smash actually on the Phoenix this time around. Energy does have the Hand of Khonshu, though. Speak of the devil. He should be looking for an opportunity to use it, or is he waiting for Spark Chief to play catch-up? We'll never know, but homie's almost got the ult here, but Vess gonna take initiative. Sonic Seduction catches on to Doomed. The Energy is there with the damage. 1 ult, 1 KO, 1 fight, 1. You'll take that one, but Mirror is not content to give this one up. Impunity is gonna die for his greed, though. The hubris, it wasn't enough. And Fidel has to play safe. Can't risk giving this one up. Can't risk giving Mutants too much. That's an invisible boundary traded out on both sides, and with the Sonic Seduction from Vess, it's enough to get them the fight win. But Intergalactic are now going to come into this one with an economical advantage. Sitting on a pile of cash right now. They've got the Wombo combo, and they've got the means to burst through it. But Spark Chief trying to take that early initiative, and Energy with the combo. The Hand of Khonshu. Mutants beat them to the punch.
That's 3 for me.
So Intergalactic still have that same combo, but are they going to be given the opportunity to use it? Impunity needs to find this ultimate. He needs to find this Strangling Prisoner, and he needs to find it now. He's hiding. He's ducking around the corners. He's dodging. He's trying to stay out of sights, trying to stay unpredictable. But Fidel, with the invisible boundary already forced. So many ultimates being forced out on either side, but Doomed is down, so the Strangling Prison is going to be held onto, and Vision needs to find something with the Endsong Inferno. He and Smash both take to the stars, both come crashing down to Earth, and neither come up with a KO in their midst, but that's okay for Mutants because they just need to bleed out the clock. a little bit more. Vision 40% to another ultimate, by the way. So much damage being stacked up. There's that combo, the Strangling Prison, the Hand of Khonshu, and Doomed giving Mutants an unwanted high five from above right now. That's going to be the ace for Intergalactc, and with a minute left in the time bank, you're looking to try and find the full cap here. It's going to be on the hands of Mirror and Vision to a lesser extent, as Bro is taking a very aggressive angle, trying to shut down Melania and Vest from having access to this high ground. He's nearly got the end song Inferno, and I don't know if Mutants are going to be able to track it. Again, Vest takes initiative, though, locking Vision down. If they confirm this KO, they can turn the tide. And Mirror wants to protect the President, so Invisible Boundary coming out. Energy has the Hand of Khonshu, though. Is he going to look for the opportunity to burst through it?
I didn't put that on there.
Breaking Doom's Ankh. Breaking Fidel's clone. Trying to break Intergalactic's spirit. There it is. There's the combo. It takes down Doomed. But I feel like they need more than that, especially if they're going to invest. Sonic Seduction from the Cries. Diamond Form as well. Can he find something? Smash and Energy are both so low. The wall to split and a Cries off. The lamps to keep him alive. And this is looking salvageable for Intergalactc. Vision has the end song Inferno. There's the Invisible Boundary from Fidel. They'll never see it coming. Smart Chief is down. Vest is down. And Mutants are down but not out. They still have an opportunity to contest here. We're seeing the flank now coming up from Smash. End song Inferno. He takes to the sky, but he can't contest the point from up there. He's got to come back down. And SJP falls. Strangling Prison out from Impunity. Mutants put on lockdown. Impunity, the Warden.
Disappear!
Mutants have to give it up. Both teams full cap with no time left to spare.
2, 3. Time to switch things up, including
Oh, this is a map. This is a series. This is a slugfest. This is a slobber knocker, chat. And I can't tell you who is going to take that. Vision did hold on to that ult for a very long time. Yes, absolutely. But it still ended up being the better ultimate between the two. Because, yes, Smash popped that same ultimate as well. But when he did, he realized he needed to come back down immediately because no one from Mutants was left alive. They see that End Song Inferno hanging above them like a guillotine. They stare death in the face, and they say, nah, fam, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna win the ground war. I'm gonna pop a Strangling Prison, and they're never gonna see it coming.
before you attack. Get ready.
So now Mutants have to be the one to set that win condition for themselves, and they're going to go back to Old Reliable, the Sharknado composition with the Hand of Khonshu plus Moon Knight. So we're going to see Energy ticking up the damage again, ticking up the final blows. Bro's got 28 of them. This hero is real. They put Moon Knight in the game on purpose, by the way, just to remind everybody in case you forgot. Intergalactc are not on the triple-triple. Intergalactc are on a 2-2-2. Vision and Doomed are playing duelist heroes. We're not going for spawn hold cheese. They're just trying to get the better of this exchange. But I feel like Mutants, I mean, now their comp is a little bit wonky, but they should still have the advantage when it comes to the damage. Good wall from Smart Chief. Impunity takes a ton of damage. Good Ankh as well from Doom to claim the high ground as well. Dropping off of it, trying to take the fight back onto the low ground. Vision and Doom doing such a good job of trying to control this high ground. It's such an oppressive angle to hold. Good force physics, forcing the fly out from Vision. Needs to get back with the rest of the team. The health bars from Mutants looking a little scarce here. And the map control is still very much so in favor of Intergalactc as the Hand of Khonshu comes out. Energy traded out for Impunity, though. You can't be losing Impunity at a time like this. He's getting close to that Groot ultimate. Does he make the swap to be able to get back fast? Invisible Boundary, and they're able to claim the KO onto Vez. That's absolutely massive. Root wall from Smart Chief just wants to try and keep the rest of the team alive. They're going to have that Wombo combo before long, but they need to try and play for it. Good block there. Energy giving his life to try and keep it alive, but Doom takes down Smart Chief. There's not going to be an opportunity for that Wombo combo. Doom comes back through the spawn door, gets tapped there. Vision up on the high ground, trying to control these spawners as they come out with that strange TP. Vest so low on HP, being locked down by the Sonic Seduction. Vision takes him down, and Intergalactc get the hold.
3, 2, 3. Time to switch.
Can we gamble? I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Chat, you better gamble fast. You know what? I'll give you a whole minute. I'll give you a whole minute. Do Intergalactic win this map? That prediction is just for the map, not the entire series. I'm all in. Speed is a believer. We've got a believer. Nilo says it's winnable. I think it's winnable as well. And here's the key thing, too. Well, a key thing is mutants have no choice but to mirror this. They also have to play the 2-2-2 because in order for that triple-triple to work, especially if you play off of a res triple-triple with the Atom or the Rocket, you have to give more space. And by the way, Atom and Rocket are... No, Atom is banned. Rocket's still playable, but even still, they don't want to try and take that chance because the res is still ground given. So mutants literally have to play for one single fight, leverage this high ground advantage, and make the most of it.
Some uninvited guests.
So energy on the defensive. Intergalactic are playing Loki. That's just going to kind of feed energy here. Already forcing him off the high ground. Good heads-up play coming out from mutants. Fidel nearly has that duplicate already. Oh, Spark Chief gets split! He's gonna have to make the swap. He's gotta come back on Doctor Strange. There is no time to make a second play here. He can't come back on Groot, so no Wombo combo. Energy is gonna have to go in raw with the hand of Khonshu if he even gets it, but Doomed is gonna beat him to the punch. Mutants have to give ground, and this is exactly what I was talking about. You can't afford to give ground at a time like this. The walls to block them off. They can't touch! Mutants, give it up!
4, 2,
Intergalactic take us to a map 5. And that might have been the easiest prediction of all time. Intergalactic win that one. God, the walls from Impunity in that one. Cutting Spark Chief off, going straight for the main artery and making it so that he can't get the help he needs. He dies, he has to swap, and mutants have to play for him to come back, but he can't get back in time, and even when they try to go in for that emergency retake, Impunity says, nah, fam. More walls than you face. You ain't touching my cart. You ain't getting on here. Yo, big numbers coming out here. Again, 28 final blows for energy. Bro needs a chiropractor. All right? Bro needs a chiropractor. He's the only thing keeping mutants alive right now because the rest of the team is... Well, I shouldn't put that on them because the rest of the team is also still playing incredibly well. Melania was 70k healing. 72k for Fidel. Mirror looking a little bit low there, but... Intergalactic were playing a lot more triple-triple, so, hey, say la vie. What's it gonna be? 49k damage for energy and Doomed with 46k, and that's off of a later Moon Knight swap from Doomed. You just farm up so much damage, bro. The Groots, by the way, 95k damage blocked, and Spark Chief with nearly 100k damage blocked. Those trees were soaking up damage like rainwater. And the thing too here, the thing too here, is that for mutants, right? They learn from Yggdrasil that they can't, they need to get Thing in the map. And if Intergalactic just ban Thing first, which they can do, there's nothing you can do to stop them from first banning Thing. Mutants have to use a ban on the Daredevil. And on a map like Midtown, you are okay not banning Angela. You don't need to use that ban on Angela, so you're not worried about the Angela. So it's safe to use that ban on the Daredevil. So mutants theoretically got the best case scenario that they can under the circumstances, and they still did not win. They might be boomed. They might be boomed. I mean, I'd be boomed after that one. Energy had 6 7s in his chat, so either great or terrible. Really could go either way. Really could go either way, much like this series. both teams could also go either way, but one is going up and one is going down, and by the end of this map, we will know which is which. There's only room left in the top 8 for one of these two tyrants to take their place. Mutants with the ban onto the Gambit right out the gate. You can't risk giving over the Gambit advantage. Boom! Thing ban right there. So again, we're in the same situation where Mutants have no choice. If they either have to take the Daredevil duel or they have to ban it out. Intergalactic playing the pick and ban phase so far. Bar for bar, ban for ban, the same way as Midtown. And if you're Mutants, after that performance, sure, you were close. You were one team fight away, a couple mistakes away from winning. But are you willing to run it back? There's the Loki Protect. That should be a Daredevil ban right there. This one right here from Mutants needs to be a Daredevil ban, and it is. So now Intergalactic get a ban on Protect. And they're going to ban Mantis. And they can protect Angela if they want to. Or they can do the same as before and protect Groot. It's less of a good map for Groot here. But if it worked before, stick with it. So now, what do Mutants do? Ball in their court. They get the next Protect and the next ban. Or they get the next Protect... Invis. I have a bad feeling. If I'm basing this entirely on the comps that were played last time, we might see the exact same comps that we saw in Midtown. For Mutants' last ban, potentially, of their MRC series, they banned Moon Knight. And Intergalactic... with potentially their last ban, they ban Hela. Shout out to Vaudable in the chat, by the way. Plug the Twitch real quick in the chat. Alright. So, at the very least, Moon Knight's not going to be playable. So the Groots will have an easier time. They're not going to be chopped down by the Crescent Darts or the Moon Blades. So there's still an opportunity here. But Mutants are going to have to be the ones to seize that opportunity because they're going to be the first ones on the attack here. And Intergalactic... Mirror's not going to stay on the rocket. This is just for packs. So Mirror's going to play Invis. Fidel's going to be on the Loki.
Next time you and Colossus perform your fastball special, do remember to call me Logan.
Why would I do that, bub?
There we go.
I am one of the few who can throw
Mutants.
both of you.
This, gonna do the same thing. Play a bit of Rocket.
The battle starts in
Swap over onto the Emma. I voted Mutants, but I want Intergalactic to win.
1.
It's 50-50, and there's still a minute and a half if y'all want to... Well, you can't change your votes. You're stuck with voting for whoever you voted for. You are locked in, my friend. It's already been casted. The Electoral College is already tallying it up. The packs do stay after the Switch Angel, so it's a good strategy to load your team up with the armor packs and the jump packs as well. Energy is going to have one of both. And that's huge because Bro gets basically a second leap with that. Gonna be checked early on there. Vision is doing a good job being the bouncer. It's gonna be really hard for anybody to get access. How are you 20 seconds ahead? Sometimes it's just weird, I'm sorry. It was the same earlier. I peeked on Moxie's stream and somehow she was like 10 seconds ahead of me. Oh, was that the healing factor already forced out of energy? He can't play off of this one. Bess is already dead. And Mutants already forced back. That's a minute already gone. Mutants are playing so slow, and they're not getting a whole lot to show for it. They're really banking on energy finding something with this this Wolverine, but only 32% ult charge. You can tell he hasn't done diddly dick with this hero. He has gotten checked every single time he tries to go on any approach here. Still has the jump pack, so he hasn't even tried to make a play. Kidnap onto Necries, and that might be good enough, trying to dump him outside of that invisible boundary, but the mag bubble means he's going to get back into it alive. And Vision takes down Vess again. SJP gonna fall as well. And Mutants, sure, they're stacking up the ults, they're stacking up the resources, but Intergalactic are stacking the bodies and they're stacking the dubs.
invisible? I'm gone.
Interesting Thornlash wall placement. Surely scouted out there. Doom's trying to bait them into that one for some free damage. Impunity has the ult as well. I think he might try and bait them in onto that one. It's gonna be an invisible boundary, mirrored, huge strangling prison, and that's 2 off the back of it. 1, 2, done. And Mutants invested in that one as well. Smash with the Endsong Inferno, but the Vision getting the bubble there. And winning the duel against Smash in glorious, beautiful fashion. And Intergalactic looks stalwart. They look infallible. They look impregnable. And Mutants, they look lost. They look confused. They look despondent. They're looking to their leaders right now. These Vanguard Ultimates, Vest and Spark Chief coming up to be the difference maker, to bail them out of this hole they've dug themselves in. They only have 1:20 to get the shovels out. Energy still does not have this last stand. This play from the Wolverine, it just hasn't worked. SJP is going to pop the ultimate. Invisible Boundary is going to be online for Mutants, but it's going to be so early. Doom, though, shuts him down. The last stand. And Melania is forced to use the... No, he doesn't have to use the Invisible Boundary. Melania falls as well. That's 2 for 1. Intergalactic. They are putting so much pressure on Mutants and forcing out so many mistakes. Mutants just don't have it in them right now. Spark Chief and Vest have to make a hero play. Melania can bail them out with an invisible boundary if they need to, but Intergalactic have already bled this down to 30 seconds. This is the last fight for Mutants. If they do not win this one, they will not be able to get the win here. The best they can hope for is a draw and take us to a map 6, and you know their mental is already in shambles right now. They are not ready for that. Strangling Prison from Spark Chief is huge. Vest holding on to this Meteor M, not popping it. But Smash has already found first blood onto Vision. Impunity falls as well. Both Magnetos taking to the sky. Who will create extinction? Smash is going to find Doomed, and it's already looking good for Mutants. They've managed to get themselves on the board, get themselves on the point, get themselves a tick in Intergalactic, are opting not to make the swaps. They're going to give the whole entire... They're going to give point up entirely.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
There you are.
Stop that vehicle.
Best, good mag bubble to save himself there. Oh, he's locked behind the wall there. Impunity nearly gets him sectioned off there. So much damage, and Impunity cleans him up. And you know Vest isn't going to be too happy about that one. Spark Chief now has to soak up all the damage himself. The walls acting as bumpers, funneling everything right down range onto the pins. Mutants lined up just like them. Intergalactic looking to bowl a strike here. Doom with the healing factor already forced. He gets walled off. He can't get out. Spark Chief's help find 2. As Doomed falls and Mirror has joined him. A lot of healing and a lot of damage off the table now, so Impunity looking to die on cart, and Decry's there as well. Good play from Intergalactic. They're playing the tempo so well here. 1:31 for Mutants to try and get through point B, but they've got the ults to do it. Nearly got all 6 ultimates here. And you're right, Deathlock, they're saving TP. Intergalactic are just as shaken right now as Mutants. Neither team wants to make a mistake, and I think at this stage, Mutants have already made too many that they can't afford to make very many more. Halfway through point B, and they're trying to stop Intergalactic from coming to the door. Fidel with the invisible boundary there. Impunity with the strangling prison. They're looking to burst down Smash, but there's that bubble. It's not going to be enough. Spark Chief takes the brunt of the damage there, and Mirror falls. That's both Brutes using the strangling prison, but Mutants coming out on the losing end as Impunity takes down Vez. And Mutants once again being shunted from the point as Intergalactic march back out, take more ground. They take what's theirs. And Mutants will have to take their leave, at least for the time being. 40 seconds left in the time bank, and Mutants still holding on to a wealth of ultimates. But they may be also holding on to the last of their marbles, as if this one doesn't land, if this Hail Mary doesn't find the mark, if this field goal doesn't land, they might have nothing left. Energy on the flank, holding on to last stand. Looking to try and scoop up a backline, but Mirror is going to take the initiative and use the invisible boundary early on. There's that last stand. But all it's going to find is Fidel, who gets the Guardian Shield and the bubble, and Impunity takes down Spark Chief, and now Doomed with his own last stand. Goes in deep, but similar to Energy, is going to get checked for it. Smash finding two big KOs now coming out from the Phoenix, and Vess is good for 2 as well. And Mutants have managed to turn this one again, but there's an opportunity here for now Intergalactic. Strange TP gonna come out. Spark Chief has to do the same. He tries to go for the counter TP play, I think. Is he gonna be able to get it? Did he land it? No. Impunity is gonna be able to get everybody out to safety, and this is right where they want to be playing from, but they don't have any ults to play for. They're just trying to stay alive, play for the tempo. Invisible boundary from Melania. Vision and Fidel nearing their ultimates. One of them needs to land if Intergalactic want to win this fight. Spark Chief has found Impunity early on, but it cries with the Meteor Rem. He sees the lamps. He sees Melania in his sights, but the Guardian Shield is perfectly timed. But Doomed taking out Spark Chief. It is not a trade that you can afford right now. Impunity's gonna be back sooner, and Mutants need to find something else before Intergalactic show them the door. And it cries, able to take down SJP, but Vess trades that out. Ensong Inferno. Vision can't find the frag off of that one. Melania still living through everything. Bro is in the trenches. He's got PTSD. He's being bombed left and right, but he's coming out with an invisible boundary. Mirror got one of his own. Smash taken down there by Vess. Spark Chief back now on the Angela. It doesn't get much more scrappy than this, but Vess says he wants to leave Intergalactic in scraps. Good leap there from Doom to dodge the Meteor M. The Wolverine not going extinct today. Vess will take down Vision. Intergalactic still looking for that win con, still looking for something. The last stand from Doom could be it, but the Mag Bubble, the Guardian Shield, everything, and the kitchen sink to keep Spark Chief alive and keep Mutants, their hopes, still alive as well. As Vess finds one again, trying to clean up Doomed, and may be able to do it. It's looking like Mutants should be able to get this one. The overtime wick burning over though. Vess carried off the point there by Doom. The Mag Bubble doing all it can to try and keep everybody alive. SJP has its Jeff. He needs to be careful. He can't swallow up his teammates, so he can't go on the cart. And the phase shift from Vision to shut down the ultimate. Still 3 men alive. 4 Mutants and 3 more for Intergalactic. The lamps coming out from Fidel, and the reinforcements now coming out for Intergalactic. Spark Chief and Energy with their powers combined take down Vision, but the job isn't done. The duplicate onto the Spider-Man from Fidel. The spectacular spin to mirror energies, but Doomed has taken down 2, and the cart stops just shy of point B. Mutants can't get the cap, and Intergalactic set themselves up for a win con.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a
Fidel, you absolute mad lad. Bro. You can tell Mutants wanted that so bad. How is that push? Not great. It's holdable, but it's not great. Mutants have to either full hold Intergalactic here, or somehow, again, same as Yggdrasil in OT, but this time with no OT. We're not going to OT. No extra innings. Mutants have to do the same defense that Intergalactic did, but better. The mission statement here is clear. Mutants need to bleed as much time off the time bank as humanly possible to stop Intergalactic from having a realistic shot at pushing far into point B. The more time Intergalactic has if they cap point A, the better their chances are of capping through point B. And Mutants will be sent packing. They'll get reverse swept by Intergalactic. But only time will tell. And Intergalactic are not coming out with any tricks. They don't have any aces up their sleeve right now. They're just doing what worked before. Impunity with a Hail Mary, says Kobe. Catch the Spore Bomb. SJP healing that up, so getting a bit of a head start on that Loki ult charge there. Good approach from Intergalactic. Smash has the angle right now, though. The Cry is getting kidnapped there by Energy. Good way to start things off, though. If you keep forcing down the mags, you're in trouble. Doomed? Oh, good use of the Force Physics to stop Doom from being able to get away with that one. Mirror nearly has Invisible Boundary already. Bro is really putting in the time here to keep Impunity alive, and it is paying off in spades. But nevertheless, that's still a minute off the time bank here, and Mutants have already managed to get their first win condition. Just need to keep up this tempo. Keep ahead in the ult charge, not lose when the ults start flying. And we can't get greedy, we can't feed. Good psychic shift from Vision to be able to stay alive here. Smash is putting in so much damage here on the front lines. Invisible Boundary coming out from Mirror. SJP has no choice but to use that God of Mischief for the later one. Better play from Mutants. Energy looking to try and find something. Strangling Prison from Impunity. Oh, he's got everybody on lockdown, but Spark Chief not close enough to his. He's so low on the HP. Mutants are letting all of the Qs fly. Vez's Meteor M is going to find Mirror, but Mirror living with just a little bit of HP. He's on life support, but no one's pulling the plug yet, and he's going to be nursed all the way back up to health and can do the same in kind to the rest of his team. Vez looking to try and march him down, but it's no good. Vision, though, will be taking that dirt nap, and Intergalactic have to concede this one. That's the next fight done. We're halfway home, Mutants. You just got to win 2 more fights just like that one. It was costly, but they still come out with a Strangling Prison. And Intergalactic have no such advantage. There's no Strategist ult online. And Mirror is going to be able to beat both Melania and SJP to the punch here. So again, Mirror can go for an aggressive Invisible Boundary play, and Vision can use that Endsong Inferno off the back of it. Strangling Prison from Spark Chief, and there's not going to be enough defense yet. The Guardian Shield doing more than enough, though. Impunity falls. It's going to be too late. The Cries has already popped the Meteor M. He's got to find something with it. He's only going to find Spark Chief, and Spark Chief is going to donate all of that damage over to the Strategist ult charge. And that is another good win from Mutants. Spark Chief takes the initiative. And now Intergalactic are left scratching their heads, wondering, how do we crack this nut? How do we get through here? We have the ults, but now so do Mutants. We need a hero. We need a play. We need Vision on the angle. Taking this duel with Smash. Getting the better of the high ground, but Energy now showing up to the dance floor as well. A 2v1, and Vision has a tall task in front of him. He needs to clear this angle. Mirror back on the point. They're going to pop that Invisible Boundary. Melania mirrors it. And it's looking good now. Endsong Inferno from Vision. And he's going in deep. He drops it right on top of Melania, but he can't find the KO. It's just not good enough. Vess on the front lines, holding on to this Meteor M, looking to drop it. And if it finds even one, it could be enough to take them home. And it finds the best one they could have asked for, Fidel. But a huge Strangling Prison from Impunity. It's not enough. They need more. Intergalactic, 40 seconds left, and Mutants have still managed to hold on. One more fight. Mutants will have 2 ults for it. Intergalactic are only going to have 1. Spark Chief can take an early Strangling Prison here and win this whole fight here for Mutants. And Intergalactic have to look out for it. They've got no way to defend against it. They have opportunity to do with Doctor Strange TP here if they need it. But someone will need to take the fall and make that swap. They could last stand right into the Groot Ultimate too. You're right, Nilo. There is an opportunity here. Any way you look at it, though, the ball is in Spark Chief's court, and he's looking to make a full court press. There's the Strangling Prison. It catches everything it needs to. Energy with the last stand into it, and Impunity falls. But Intergalactic able to weather the storm. No, Vision falls as well. Doom with the last stand, though. It's absolutely massive, but Spark Chief cleans him up. The Invisible Boundary, and no one from Intergalactic can touch in time. Mirror with the Invisible Boundary, but it falls. And Mutants have done it. They full hold. They stop the reverse sweep, and they send Intergalactic packing. By the skin of their teeth, Mutants will make the top 8 that was promised to them, that was deserved to them. When this roster formed, you knew they had to make it this far, and they nearly fell short of their destiny. But today, they seize it. Crazy close. What a flarkin' series. Oh, we gotta pay out the prediction, chat. We gotta pay this one out. Some of you guys were all in on Intergalactic, and I regret to inform you that Mutants will be taking the dub, taking their rightful place in the top 8, and taking all of your hard-earned paw points. That belongs to Spark Chief now. It's going straight to his PayPal. Bro found the clutch plays on the Groot when his team really needed it. On 2 separate occasions, he goes early with that Strangling Prison, completely blindsides Intergalactic, and forces reactions out of them that they cannot afford. The ult tracking to know that Mirror was not close enough to that Invisible Boundary to be able to shut down the first one, and then knowing that you can just go all in, Hail Mary on the second one, couple it with the last stand, and if you get even one, you're good. You win. You're done. He did more than enough. Holy Melania, by the way. Holy Melania, 50 frickin' K healing. 50K. Bro was load bearing. Bro was running Doctors Without Borders. Bro was healing the entire hemisphere. My guy is the Red Cross. Take nothing away from Fidel and Mirror, but they were only just barely on par with SJP at the same time. His hips must be hurting. Melania has some massive invisible boundaries. He absolutely did. Every single time that, like, Intergalactic had a win con, Melania shut it down with the invisible boundary. And when you have healing numbers that massive, you're always going to have it when you need it. And that's a heartbreaker for Intergalactic to almost get the reverse sweep, to come so close and to fall short off of just that one attacking phase there. Doomed with 8 final blows. Vision, I hate to say it, but Vision wasn't hitting this time. Vision was popping off on the Phoenix, but this time it just wasn't there. He had the damage numbers, sure, keeping up with Smash, but Smash had the final blows. Doomed won in that Wolverine exchange. I guess Mutants just said, hey, let me play Wolf. Wolf is good enough. And I knew that, like, I knew Smash had a good Wolf. I didn't know Energy had that dog, or I guess that is a Wolverine a dog in him? Whatever it is, he's got it in him. And for all the doubt that we threw at Energy throughout this series, talking about how he needs to be the one to step up and take that spot, that throne that Terra left, and he wasn't doing it. In this series, at the last possible second, he comes through, and he's clutch. He did it. So now, the field is set for next weekend. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Y'all got any cinema emotes? Pop them now, because now is the time. The stage is set. Round 12, your top 8, almost as predicted. If I didn't get bracketeered, I would have been right, because I think Intergalactic would have beaten the Beasts. But that's not the world we live in. The world we live in belongs to Mutants. They'll take their place in the lower bracket of the top 8. They'll have to fight Flark. And that's another head scratcher. Soko was in here earlier and talking about how hard it is to ban against Flark because Flark are just really good at a lot of shit. So Ego Death kind of have to learn to ban for themselves. In my estimation, despite the people telling me I'm wrong and stupid and dumb and gay and cringe, I still think this is going to be a preview of the final bracket or the grand finals. Lunex versus Team Guilty, but one of the two is going to have to go through the lower bracket in order to get there. If it's Lunex, I know for a fact that they can beat all these teams because I already beat the 2 best of them. And if it's Team Guilty, I still have faith, though I have not seen Team Guilty go up against Mochimon or Mutants, so bit of an unknown quantity. If it's Team Guilty going down to the lower bracket, I think Lunex take it. The next in line becomes Doom Crew. If I'm going to power rank it all, I say Lunex 1, Guilty 2, Doom Crew 3, Ego Death 4th, then Mutants, Flark, Mochi, Beasts. That's my top 8 power rankings in order. I still think Lunex got this. I'm with you, Deathlock. I'm with you. I think Lunex got this. I don't know that there is a world where Lunex fumble this, but there are still 2 threats that could make it so, and a third if they lock the fuck in. But that's up to Mutants to be able to do that. That's twice, though, by the way. Mutants have dodged elimination. Nearly getting bounced by Intergalactic, only after nearly getting bounced by... When was it? Round 8. After nearly getting bounced by Yeah, We Lost. If Sugu's mouse doesn't DC there, Mutants are having to make the lower bracket run, and Yeah, We Lost. Probably still in the tournament. Probably would make it over the Beasts. They should have got elongated yesterday, but Suguru's mouse died. Yep. Or they should have got eliminated, not elongated. Bro, they're having the fabric of space and time. Fold them like an accordion and stretch them out like a taffy. Forgot about the map DC. Mouse DC. Y'all are just making typos left and right. It's bedtime, chat. I think you guys need to go to bed. Just like me, I also need to get ready to go to bed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to co-stream these games, because I know there's probably going to be an official broadcast, and it is Grand Finals. So we'll see. If I am not co-streaming, you'll see me in chat. Also be on the lookout for the second YouTube channel, because I'm going to drop videos from a couple VODs from some of the matches that we did here. Raid Flamme? We raided Flamme yesterday, and I could do that again. Bro would deserve it. Is Kurova also live? I'm gonna raid Kurova, actually. I know he's already got the most right now, but he also raided me last time, so we'll return the favor. We're gonna raid Kurova. Alright, chat. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Like I said, keep an eye on the second channel. If you don't see me here co-streaming next weekend, you'll see those VODs going up. And you might see me in chat next time around. Or you might see me in Kurova's chat. But go say hi to Kurova in his chat. Be sure to thank him for the raid last time around. Tell him Lunex fighting. Tell him Lunex take this one. I got my money on Lunex. And I know if you're here following, yours is too. Ain't no one doubting over here. I'll see you guys all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. What's left of it. And bye-bye.